on Bourbon Street. Well, it's not just the people it turns around. It turns out the rats as well have a good time in New Orleans. This is from NOLA.com and other local outlets. NOLA.com, part of the Times-Picayune papers there, and it's always fun to say the word Picayune, so I threw it in. The headquarters of the New Orleans Police Department has been plagued by heavy mold and deteriorating elevators, HVAC units, and plumbing for quite some time, but those aren't the only problems at the department's aging facilities. NOPD Superintendent Anne Kirkpatrick, a West Coast transplant, told the City Council's Criminal Justice Committee on Monday to not forget the vermin running rampant. The rats are eating our marijuana. They're all high, Kirkpatrick suggested. Her outsider perspective helped her see the age-old problem and extreme disrepair with fresh eyes. Rodents have infested police headquarters, scattering feces across desks and feasting on narcotics in the department's evidence room, she said. Cockroaches are also abundant. It's not just a police headquarters, it is all the districts. The uncleanliness is off the charts, Kirkpatrick said. The janitorial cleaning team deserves an award trying to clean what is uncleanable. This is reported by Missy Wilkinson at NOLA.com. Kirkpatrick's grim assessment of police facilities came as she lobbied to relocate department headquarters to a downtown high-rise. The council is considering a 10-year lease on 2 upper floors of 1615 Poydras Tower, a temporary move while the department maps out future long-term housing, she said. A motion to authorize the pending lease agreement cleared the committee and goes next to a full council vote. The NOPD began agitating for new headquarters before the pandemic, including a $37 million budget request in 2019, but that wish list item didn't go far. Kirkpatrick prioritized it after a confirmation as the city's police chief in October, according to a source privy to the discussions. The source said Kirkpatrick, a West Coast transplant, was adamant about getting new digs for NOPD headquarters and around 400 staffers who worked there. Last year, many of them worked from home for weeks or months after the building's air conditioning collapsed. On Monday, Kirkpatrick described the building as a turnoff to any potential out-of-state transfers. Moreover, those who worked there. City Council member Oliver Thomas, who chairs the Criminal Justice Committee, said the marijuana-addled rats was unexpected, but he can't even say it with a straight face, but that he's come to expect surprises in the NOPD's quest for new headquarters. It was a surprise that headquarters was going to move when we heard about it in the news. It shouldn't be a surprise that we are surprised, Thomas said, adding old buildings in New Orleans like NOPD's 1960s headquarters attract rats. Kirkpatrick seems to have a low tolerance for rats, Thomas said, just like me. And the rats seem to have some tolerance for the marijuana, Jackson.
Yeah, they do. And it just goes to show how much alike we all are, all the living organisms on the planet. We all form one giant ecosystem. And it also sounds like it'd be cheaper to just demolish the building and build a whole new one than it would be to fix everything that's wrong with it. But yeah, no, I really like this story because how can you blame the rats? They're just going about their lives, and when they're in a junky place, it's even more comfortable for them, and they're definitely intoxicated. Absolutely,
there's no question. These rats are in New Orleans, having a good time in New Orleans, like so many people do. So,
that movie, The Rats of Nim? You remember that?
Yeah. Sure.
That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the high rats of Nim, and it like transforms them some way. Right. I gotta watch that soon.
Yeah, that's true. Free weed in New Orleans for the rats, and everyone's enjoying. So I guess they're going to put up a new building. They'll probably rent that temporary space, and it's probably a good move for morale in the Crescent City.